Turning old bread into a festive dish. That to me is real kitchen magic. Today I'm showing you how to make German bread dumplings called Serviettenknödel, crispy on the outside and beautifully fluffy on the inside. And we're serving them with a creamy mushroom Parmesan sauce, perfect for winter and absolutely amazing for Christmas. As always, you'll find all ingredients and quantities in the description below, and if you enjoy honest handcrafted German recipes like this one, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Now here's the interesting part. 99% of people make one crucial mistake when preparing Serviettenknödel, and this step completely determines the flavor and texture in the end. Today I'll show you the right way to do it. I'm starting with old bread, some freshly cubed, some taken straight from the freezer. That's the beauty of this recipe. Never throw away old bread, just cube it, freeze it and use it later. Frozen or thawed, both work perfectly. Now I melt butter in the pan and toast at least half of the bread cubes until deeply golden. You can see in the video how they turn golden brown, even slightly darker. That's exactly how the roasted aromas develop that give Serviettenknödel their deep flavor. The bread absorbs the butter, becomes crisp and adds structure and richness to the dish. Then I add the toasted cubes back to the untoasted ones and mix everything gently. I sauté the onions in butter until lightly golden, and now I add them to the bread mixture. In the same pot I heat the milk, with a few bits of onion left for extra flavor. I season with salt, pepper and freshly grated nutmeg and warm the milk gently. Then I pour it over the bread mixture. Now let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes without stirring or pressing. While it rests, I chop some fresh parsley, washed, dried, finely chopped, and add it in. Next, I separate the eggs. Yolks go straight into the mixture, the whites into the stand mixer. I fold the yolks in gently. Then I whip the egg whites until stiff, add them on top of the bread mixture and fold them in carefully. This keeps the dumpling mixture light and airy instead of dense or heavy. Okay, I've already laid out a damp kitchen towel. I place the mixture in the center, shape it into an even log, and tie the ends with kitchen string. With a spatula, I gently push the mixture toward the center so it keeps a nice round shape. If the towel is too thin, you can wrap an extra layer of plastic around it. Now the log goes into simmering, not boiling water and cooks for 25 to 35 minutes. You should turn the wrapped log once or twice so it stays fully submerged. After cooking, I place it, still wrapped, in a container in the fridge to cool completely. Once cold, it slices perfectly and is ideal for pan frying. Now I prepare the oyster mushrooms. I cut off the base so they separate, wipe them clean with a damp paper towel and cut them into smaller pieces. In culinary school, mushrooms are sometimes dipped very quickly into water, in and out, but they must never sit in water because they absorb it easily. The safest way is always wiping them clean. In a pan, I melt butter, add the onions and sauté them until lightly golden. Then I add the mushrooms and fry them well until they shrink and develop color. I deglaze with a bit of broth, let it reduce slightly, then add cream. I season with a little salt because we're adding Parmesan shortly, plus pepper, nutmeg and a touch of lemon. Now I add the first handful of Parmesan and stir until the sauce becomes creamy, then I taste it. It needs a bit more Parmesan, so I add another handful, stir and taste again. And because this should be a proper cheese sauce, I add a final handful of Parmesan, stir again, taste it one last time and keep the sauce warm while I pan fry the dumpling slices. The Serviettenknödel has now cooled completely. I remove the towel and cut the log into finger-thick slices. You can clearly see the texture, fluffy, airy, with visible bread cubes and onions inside. Then I melt butter in the pan and fry the slices on both sides until golden and crisp. Butter is essential here. It gives the perfect color, flavor, and roasted aroma. For plating, I spoon the creamy mushroom Parmesan sauce onto the plate, place 3 golden dumpling slices on top, and finish with a bit of fresh parsley. In the end, you get a beautiful winter dish: soft, fluffy German bread dumplings, a rich and creamy mushroom Parmesan sauce, and those toasted bread bits that add amazing texture. A perfect recipe for Christmas or for any cold winter day when you want something warm, comforting, and truly delicious. Be sure to try it yourselves. All ingredients and quantities are listed in the description below, and if you enjoy winter recipes and traditional German cooking, make sure to subscribe to my channel Mainii kocht, and if you want to see how much real Parmesan I ate in Italy, then check out my street food channel Mainii Street Food and join me on my food trip across Italy. Thanks for watching, see you next time.